I'm Mark Murphy, and I'm with Lois Barber, a top-selling agent for Sandals Resorts, as well as the entire destination wedding and honeymoon market. Lois, tell us a little bit about how you got started in the business. Give us a little background.
My background is actually 25 years as a nurse, and I started in travel 10 years ago. Very quickly developed an interest in the romance travel market. That is something that deeply interests me, and I find to be a very enriching experience in my own life. So I started with honeymoons and moved on to destination weddings in about 2007. And since then, it's been go from there sort of thing.
Wow. So, I mean, nursing to travel, why?
I think after 25 years in an acute care nursing setting, I was ready for something that didn't have life and death consequences.
Right.
But that the enrichment of people's lives could certainly add to their overall life experience.
So when you got started in the business, what was it that you could draw on from your past experience that you could leverage to immediately build your business in travel? And how long did it take you to really get profitable and build back that income that you had walked away from as a nurse?
That took a very short time, actually.
Really? Okay.
I did have, obviously, lots of contacts in acute care and post-op recovery rooms. There was lots of physicians, nurses, healthcare professionals that I encountered on a daily basis.
Can I say something really inappropriate? For the patients that survived, did they then book travel with you?
No, it wasn't to the patients.
Right.
It was to the healthcare providers for sure. But yes, and once the first couple of destination wedding inquiries came my way and did them successfully, obviously word of mouth referrals is definitely the way to go as far as service is concerned. And all I can say there is service. Give your clients the highest quality of experience of working with a travel professional that they've ever encountered in their lifetime, and make it so that when their friends ask them who they used as their destination wedding consultant, your name is the one top of mind. And as I've been told, they give the referral. Don't go anywhere else.
I love it. All right, so let's do it step by step. So what was the first thing you did when you decided to move into the space? Did you write a list of prospects out? Did you send an email out to those folks? Did you put together a flyer, a postcard? What did you do?
Started off by building a database of, obviously everybody starts with friends and family.
Sure.
But we all learn we must move on from there rather quickly. Mm-hmm. It's word of mouth referral. So starting off with even a dozen clients, if you do work really well for those people that are trusting you with their vacation planning, you will get referral, and that is the most powerful form of marketing. Now, we do other forms of marketing, but that is certainly the most important one.
Do you actively seek the referral, or do you wait for them to refer to you? How does that work for you?
A little bit of both. Okay. I think if you're doing a really good job, you'll get referrals without asking for it. Mm-hmm. But I do definitely reach out to the brides from the groups that I work with, and actively ask them to write me a referral for my website, some review, and also, give them a thank you. People like to be recognized. So If somebody comes to me that they've referred to me, I certainly reach out to them, with a note, a card, just a thank you. It goes a long way.
Understand. On sites like Airbnb, it's kind of interesting. The person that goes and stays there can review the property, and the property host can review the person who stayed. And so to me, that's an interesting review process, and maybe something more travel agents should be doing. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. You can't even pay for good reviews. You have to earn them. So it's something that takes more work than whatever marketing schemes you can develop or pay for or engage in. That word of mouth referral, the person who's willing to write you that review or make a post on your Facebook page, in your business space, that is worth more than anything you can buy.
So if you were going to ask me to review you after going on a trip, how would you approach me? What would you say to me? I assume you'd obviously thank me for the business. Then what?
I tell my couples, as part of the initial conversation that we have, that their encounter and exchanges with their destination wedding consultant is one of the most intimate relationships they'll ever encounter, except for with their spouse. And we always get a little laugh out of that, but at the end of the process, we both realize that that's probably been true. We've shared discussions. We've probably had a couple of differences. We've had, to work out some turmoil, because every family has these situations, especially when something as emotionally charged as a young couple's wedding. And once we've worked through all of those, at the end of the day, I can truly write an email to them after they've returned and say, I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you and your group and greatly appreciate the fact that you trusted me with this occasion. And then it's easy to ask them for a referral, a review, and it's automatic. They want to do it.
Do you ask them to send you it via email, or do you have a place on your website where they can actually post that review directly?
Oh, I have a place on my website where they can fill out reviews, and obviously, besides that, there's Google Spaces reviews, and there's also Facebook, and a comment somebody makes about a business on Facebook has a lot more power than something even posted on a website, in my experience, because it can be seen and viewed by all of their friends and all of their friends' friends.
Right.
And that is a very powerful tool if they use that, and lots of my couples do.
Got it. Who's the supplier for this market that you sell the most of, and why?
Our preferred partner would be Air Canada Vacations.
Okay.
And the reason for that is simple. They simply have the most airlift from every gateway in Canada. So when we're putting together a package, and this I know is different than what your U.S. consultants would be doing.
Sure.
Most of it is package vacations.
Yep.
That includes air, land, and transfer.
Right.
So Air Canada Vacations certainly has, the market share there.
Got it. And then on the ground, which properties do you find you tend to work with for destination weddings mostly?
Sandals Resorts and Beaches Resorts are my favorite to work with, hands down. They simply do weddings best. And that's the exact quote that I give my couples. We start off there. If their budget doesn't allow for that, we move down through the ranks of where my recommended is. I think one of the success is also being true to yourself and not moving outside your recommended market. And that's something that I've learned over time. There are resorts that I just choose not to work with based on the reviews that they get and my experiences of working with them, and they just don't connect with the couples enough, or with me as the agent enough.
So last question, when you make a recommendation and you say, let's say Sandals or Beaches, and the client pushes back and says, but I read about this, and this, and they're really pushing it, how many times do you swing them to Sandals, and do you ever just walk away from it, the client?
Yes, there are groups that I've walked away from, and I say, I wish you well, but I don't believe I'm your agent.
Okay.
And that would happen at a time where I feel that the expectations are not reasonable, or the, just the whole personality doesn't mesh with my way of working. Or if they're looking for a resort that I know will not give a great experience, and I tell them quite directly, my time is more valuable than to spend more time dealing with complaints after travel than what we've spent with arranging your vacation.
Because they're going to complain and they're going to blame you, even though it was their choice, right? Isn't that part of human nature?
I had this conversation yesterday with a client. I said, you know what? Even if it has nothing to do with me, if your guests travel and they don't have a great experience, it reflects on me.
Well, great insights from Lois Barber, and looks like you're doing a great job. Made a great transition from one career to travel. So anybody tells you can't make money in travel, doesn't understand travel. Thank you, Lois.